That breaking news just into our newsroom. Terence Richardson, one of the two men who was acquitted of a 1998 murder of a Sussex County police officer, but still sentenced to life in prison, was denied a writ of actual innocence in the Virginia Court of Appeals today. You're watching 8 News at noon. I'm Roland Wilson. You'll remember Richardson walked free back in March, even as he fought a legal battle to get that conviction overturned. Our 8 News anchor Deanna Albritton has been following this story. What's the latest?
Well, Roland, I just actually got off the phone with the attorney for the Waverly Two. You see them here hugging when they both walked free because President Joe Biden commuted Richardson and Ferron Claiborne's life sentences. But when they were released, both told me that being out of prison wasn't enough. They wanted to be declared innocent, although, of course, happy to be home. Well, today, the State Court of Appeals released its decision denying Richardson what's called a writ of actual innocence. We will get into the reasons why in just a moment, but first, let's discuss how we got here because this is a complicated case. The two men had been locked up since shortly after the 1998 murder of Waverly police officer Alan Gibson. Our taking action investigations that began 8 years ago found numerous flaws in the case. Our review of the case file showed physical evidence and Gibson's own description of the suspects before dying both pointed away from the Waverly Two. But fearful of the death penalty, the two men tell us they took plea deals in state court that would later haunt them in a federal trial. There, despite being acquitted by that federal jury that said this case had many holes, the judge used a rare legal maneuver to sentence the men to life in prison anyway because he felt they were guilty. Since then, they've been fighting for recognition of their innocence and freedom. Because Richardson pleaded guilty to a state felony, he was eligible to ask the courts to intervene and declare him innocent. Today, the Court of Appeals, forced by Virginia Supreme Court to grant Richardson this evidentiary hearing, rejected his claims. The key issues listed here: shaky or non-existent memories concerning the initial suspect descriptions and identifications by a then 9-year-old girl, which pointed away from Richardson. And that left Richardson, quote, unable to produce the evidence necessary for the court to find that Mr. Richardson exercised reasonable diligence in finding that information in that earlier trial. The other standard Richardson and his attorneys had to meet was showing he was devoted and painstakingly applied to obtain the evidence related to a suspect that police never investigated. Mr. Richardson is thankful that he is home, according to Jarrett Adams, his attorney, but he says he is, quote, disappointed by this decision. They will be appealing this decision and requesting that the entire court hear argument of diligence. Adams going on to say, quote, because if this stands, the defendant's attorney has to be a superhero and mind reader along with his practice of law.
Deanna, thank you so much for covering this story extensively. 8 News has been following this very story for years. Go ahead and scan that QR code you see on your screen to stay up to date with the very latest and catch up on our full coverage.